Hello everyone, today we will learn how to add new Asana task to Todoist. Now Todoist and Asana both are project management software and you might use both of them for different topics or different departments. But when you want that whenever you add a new task in Asana, you want that task to be updated in your Todoist as well. But both of these applications are not having a direct connection between them. So you might have to do the work of creating a task in Todoist manually. But I will tell you that we can actually automate this whole process with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will create an integration now in which our trigger will be creating a new task in your Asana account and your action will be creating a new task in Todoist. Let us learn how to do it. So let us learn how can we add new task into Todoist when a new task is added in Asana. So we are going to integrate both the applications Asana and Todoist using Pabbly Connect. Here you can see the landing page of Pabbly. On the right hand side, you have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have an existing account, you have to click on sign up for free so that you can get some free tasks. Because I already have one account, so I will click on sign in. This will take me to the login page of Pabbly. I'll click on sign in with Google and I will reach this window where I can see all the applications provided to us. Because we are going to connect two applications, so we will be using Pabbly Connect for that purpose. Click on access now. And then I will be forwarded to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching here, you will see a big blue button on the right side. Click on that button and name your workflow. So I've given a suitable name to my workflow, that is add new Asana task to Todoist. Click on create and then a blank workflow will be created for you. Now you will see two boxes in front of you. One has trigger written over it and the other has action. Now, what is a trigger and what is an action? A trigger is when this happens, which means it is more likely to be an event which will take place in your first application that will be called your trigger application. When you choose an application over here and that event takes place in that application, this workflow will proceed in the direction of the action application and the assigned action will be performed by whatever application you're going to choose over here. So our trigger application today is Asana because first a task will be created in Asana and our event that we will choose will be a new task in project. Like this is my Asana account. Please make sure that you've opened your Asana and Todoist accounts in your separate tabs. So it will be easier for you to cross-check also and to work for Pabbly Connect. Now in your Asana account, you can see these are the different spaces and teams created. And here I have a project called April Events. Now in this project, I will be adding new task over here. So that is why I have used the trigger event as new task in project. Click on connect, click on add new connection and connect with Asana. And then your accounts will be automatically connected. Now you have to choose a project. As I told you, you have different projects over here. So you click on this drop down menu and then you will see this is the project name that we want to work upon. So you will click on April events and that is how you've selected your project. Now when you click on save and send test request, make sure that you go to your project in your Asana and create a new task over here. So click on the button and then go back here to add a task. Let us name the task as prepare a calendar for the upcoming month. This is the task I have created. Now you click on details and then so that you can add more description, you can add an assignee and a due date to this as well. So click on assignee and choose within your team members whosoever you want to assign this task to. When you click on due date, it will provide you a calendar where you can choose the due date that till when this work should be complete. So for example, you're giving them the date of 6th March 23 and then a clock is given over here in the calendar down left corner of the calendar. Click on that and choose your time that what is the due time till that time the work should be complete. Let us say it is 11 a.m. Okay, so this is done over here. Now you can add more description or more notes to it. So you can say make a list of all the important events in the month of April, full stop. So this is the description that you have added. Now your description or the details of your task is complete. So we'll go back to Pabbly Connect to check if the response has been received or. And here you can see that a response has been received. Now you will find the ID of your newly created task. The task is upcoming, the status and the date and time when this task was created in Asana. So the basic details, the name of the project under which the task has been created. So the basic details are over here already. Now, as you can see, the name of the task is also present over here. So which means that some of the details we have received, but all details, like we also entered the details, that is the due date, the person who's assigned to, and the description is not present over here because it captures the response in an instant, which means that as soon as you created the name of the task, this was received. It did not wait for us to add all these details further to our task. For that, what are we going to do? You are just going to add one step that is called a delay, which means that when you apply this delay in your workflow, then Pabbly Connect is going to wait for that specific time that we are going to apply the delay for. And waiting for that time will make sure that Asana captures all the information over here. So we'll apply a delay for some minutes, hour, days, weeks. You can apply it anyways. Delay is a feature that is built in Pabbly itself. So you don't need to connect it in a separate way. You just apply the delay for minutes because we will take hardly some minutes to complete the details of the task. Now the delay value is 3. I am putting it 3. You can keep it according to yourself. So it will be delayed for 3 minutes. Click on Save and Send Test Request. And see, it shows success, which means that this workflow or this trigger has been delayed for 3 minutes. Save this step. And you can just close this box. Now we will add one more step because no detail was received in this response. So we need to have the details to forward that information to our Todoist account as well. So now we will apply one more step that is for Asana only, and we will retrieve all the information about the task from Asana. We will be doing this with the help of the event that is called, you can just type it over here, get a task. You can get a task using the task ID that you have received over here in the response. The first thing that we saw was this task ID. So we'll come down here, click on connect. Now you don't need to click on add new connection because we have already connected Asana in this workflow. So selecting the existing connection, click on save. And then you have to enter the task ID over here. So you will do the mapping of the task ID. Now what is a mapping? Mapping is a process by which you create a pathway for the response received in your trigger application to your action application. Okay, so if you enter a text over here manually, that text will be used for the upcoming details as well. But that is not the correct thing to do. Why? Because whenever a new task will be created, this ID will be newly generated for that specific task. So we will map the ID by clicking on this empty field, and then you will see a drop down menu over here from which you can insert data from the previous step. So all the previous steps were given over here. So we'll click on this and see this is the ID given to you. Map this ID over here and click on Save and Send Test Request. Give it 2-3 minutes for the response and see it's already here. This is the ID we entered, and when you scroll down in this response, you will find all the details. Date created is not entered by us, it is captured by the software itself, but the due date was 6th March. Okay, only the date is also given over here and along with the time is also given over here. So the assigned person is demo. The project name is April Events. Okay, and then this is the name of the task and this is the description of the task. So basically we have received now all the details that we entered while creating a new task in our Asana. So we'll save this step, and then comes our last step, that is the destination of all of this information. Click on this plus button and add the last action step, that is where we will choose our action application as Todoist. Now in Todoist, again, we are supposed to create a task. So see, if you choose this event, it creates a new task. Select that, click on connect, and then again click on add new connection. When you click on add new connection, it will ask you for a token. Now Todoist needs a token, a common token that we will take from our Todoist only and enter over here, which will make sure that Pabbly Connect and Todoist are connected. They are integrated. So we will click on this link because it says that you will find your token over there. When you open this, go to developer and see, here is the API token. Copy it and then come back over here and paste your token. Click on save and your accounts are connected. See, this blue button says connected now. Now you have to enter some important information about the task only. So in your task, you have to enter the content of the task, then the description of the task, the project ID if there is any, the section, the parent ID. All of these information are actually the important details that you entered in your Asana only. So in the same way, you have to send the information to Todoist also. Okay, so we will start by mapping the way we mapped the ID. So you click on the blank field. Now you have to choose it from get a task. So in get a task menu, you will find your name. Scroll down and see prepare a calendar for the upcoming month. This is the main content which is very much required. Even if you don't add a description to the task, but you need the name of the task. Now you will add the description. So again, click on the blank field, click on get a task, and then scroll down to find your description. That was make a list of all the important events in the month of April. Now this was the only description needed. If you click on project ID, so you have to choose a project where you have to send these tasks to. So when you open your Todoist account, you will see these are the project names given over here. One is called home, then my work. So these are related to the title names only. Now I have created a new project called new list of events, and I want that all the Asana tasks should be transferred to this project only. So in my Pabbly Connect, I will choose new list of event as my project ID. See, if there is no required written in front of any field, it is not very much necessary for you to fill. Like in front of content, it was written required, so it was a necessary field. But in the other fields, if it is not important for your work, you can leave it empty as well. Now you come to due date and due date time. Now if you read what is given below it, so you will find that only one of this field has to be filled. So due date can be filled, but we entered the time as well. So we will make sure that you enter not in due date section but in due date time. A good part about is that the format of the date and time is the same what has been retrieved to us by the trigger application. So you click on the blank field, go to get a task, and you can just type in the section search and map data about due date. So see, this is the due date given over here, and the format of this due date is the same as given example. Okay, priority, elevated, important, urgent. So I'm going to keep it to natural only and click on save and send test request. Wait for some seconds and your response has been received. This is the ID. Now this is ID that is different from our Asana ID because this is the ID of the task that was created in your Todoist. And here you come and see a task has been created. We will check it later, but let us first check our response that this was the content, the description, the creator ID and the date where it was created, and the due date time is also given over here. So make sure that you first of all save your workflow so that you don't lose any step or data. You go back to your Todoist account and see. Here is your newly created task. In your new list of events is the project name and prepare a calendar for the upcoming month. This is the description and this is the day when the task is due, and the date was also the same that we selected. You can open it and see all the information over here. So which means that our workflow was completed successfully and it is in the proper working state. Let us close these boxes to do a quick recap of our workflow. So our workflow was a little big one, but it was easy and interesting as well. Our trigger was Asana because we created a new task in a project in Asana. Then we applied delay. Why? Because it captures the response in an instant. So we needed a delay for some minutes. I applied it for 3 minutes. You can assign it according to yourself. Then you added one more action step, that was getting a task, because complete information was not retrieved in our first step. So we applied get a task so that we get all the information about that specific task using the task ID. Further was the last step that we can call the final destination. That was a destination for all the information that we retrieved through get a task. That is our action application Todoist, where we created a task using this Pabbly Connect, mapped the correct information, and then see this was the task that was created in Todoist. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helps.
Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.